transformations. Here's a review of the important pieces for sine and cosine function. If you're graphing the secant function, you're going to graph the cosine, the inverse of this. So your amplitude, your period, the reflections, vertical translations, horizontal translations, all are here. Here's the example we're going to graph. Y equals 2 secant of x plus pi over 2 minus 4. I'm just going to remember that this is, the inverse is cosine of x. Now let's pull the pieces out. 2. So the amplitude is the absolute value of 2, which is 2. Here is my b. So my b is 1. That means to find my period, it's 2 pi over 1, which is just 2 pi. Translations. Yes, there is a translation. There's a parentheses here. So yes will be a translation left or right. Is there reflection? No, there's not a negative 2, so there's no reflection. And then the last thing, if you look at the minus 4, there's a translation down 4. So we're going to pick up our horizontal axes and shift it down 4. All right, let's take care of our left and right endpoints. We take this blue thing, x plus pi over 2. We set it equal to 0, and then 2 pi. And we solve it for x. All right, so we're going to go ahead and subtract pi over 2 from both sides. So this will be my starting point, my left endpoint. Come over here and subtract 2 pi, so we're solving it for x. I need to change this to like denominator, so I'm going to change this to 4 pi over 2. 4 pi over 2 minus pi over 2 is 3 pi over 2. So then there is our right endpoint. All right, so there's your steps again. You don't need to write them down. When we're going to graph, I start with graphing the horizontal shift change is going to be down 4 units. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So our new axes will be at 4 units down. Then the next thing I do is I talk about my amp. My amp is 2 units. So I'm going to go 2 units up and 2 units down. So up 2 and down 2. So my graph is going to exist from negative 2 to negative 6. That's my range. Then I talk about my left endpoint. My left endpoint is negative pi over 2. So here's negative pi over 2. And I'm going to stop at my right endpoint. My right endpoint is 3 pi over 2. Now I need to split up into 4 equal parts. So I have 0, pi over 2. It's kind of got a little squished together here, a little bit farther out. Pi, and then 3 pi over 2. Okay, so I have it in 4 equal parts. So it's kind of like taking your entire parent function and shifting to the left pi over 2. All right, so we need to first graph the cosine function. There was no reflections. So we're going to start in the top of our amp and work our way down. So our top of our amp would be at negative 2. Our middle, our bottom, our middle, our top. All right, and now we graph our asymptotes. Wherever it touches on that new horizontal axis, here's one piece and here's one piece. now you do your parabolas. If we wanted to continue, we could go 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2, which is 2 pi, 5 pi over 2. I'm going to continue these dots. So it'll be back here to the middle, and then back down to the bottom. So we have another vertical asymptote here, and then another parabola. And another parabola coming down here, and then another parabola over there.